students of Jose Rizal Memorial State University. So, for today's video, we are going to show you the functions of the different types of carbohydrates.
So, hi, I am Jhia Charisse Gumonod and I am going to talk to you first. So, what are carbohydrates in general sense? So, carbohydrates are one of the four major biomolecules needed by living organisms. The starch and sugar in food, the cellulose in wood, paper, cottons are nearly pure carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are classified into four groups based on the number of monomer units their structure has. They are monosaccharides, disaccharide, oligosaccharide, and polysaccharide. So, carbohydrates are one of the most important biomolecules in the body needed for survival.
What are the different types of carbohydrates according to their molecular size? Give 2 examples in each type. There are 4 kinds of carbohydrates according to their molecular size. First is the monosaccharide, second is the disaccharide, third is the oligosaccharide, and the fourth one is the polysaccharide. The first one is the monosaccharide. Monosaccharide contains 1 or more hydroxyl groups per atom. Examples are the glucose and the fructose. Next, we have the disaccharide. Disaccharide contains or yields 2 monosaccharide atoms or molecules. Examples are the sucrose and the maltose. Next one is the oligosaccharide. Oligosaccharide contains 3 to 10 monosaccharide atom units, covalently bonded to each other via glycoside linkage. And the last but not the least is the polysaccharide. Polysaccharide is a polymeric carbohydrate that contains many monosaccharides. Examples are the starch and the cellulose.
What are the different functions of carbohydrates? Cite at least 10 functions. 1. Carbohydrates add flavor to diet. 2. Its oxidation provides energy. 3. Carbohydrates form part of the structural framework of DNA and RNA molecules. 4. Carbohydrates linked to lipids are structural components of cell membranes. 5. Carbohydrates linked to proteins function in a variety of cell-to-cell and cell-to-molecule recognition process. 6. They are helpful in absorption of calcium and phosphorus in younger animals. 7. They supply carbon atoms for the synthesis of other biochemical substances such as proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids. 8. They maintain the glucose level of plasma. 9. They play a key role in the metabolism of amino acids and fatty acids. And lastly, 10. Carbohydrates acting as a storage form of energy in the body.
How we're going to relate the functions of carbohydrates to their structures? So, here it is. The functions of carbohydrates depends on their structure. We all know that monosaccharides, disaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides have different structures, and all of them have different functions too. The monosaccharides are carbohydrates that cannot be broken into simpler units by hydrolysis reaction. Common examples of monosaccharides are fructose and glucose. The glucose, on the other hand, are major nutrients for cells. Next, we have the disaccharides. So disaccharides are made up of 2 monosaccharides. So the common example of disaccharides are lactose, maltose, and sucrose. So the lactose is found naturally in milk, while the maltose is the product of a dehydration reaction between two glucose molecules, while the sucrose, or the table sugar, is composed of glucose and fructose monomers. So next we have the oligosaccharides, which are made up of few number of monosaccharides that act as transport molecules. Example of the disaccharides include raffinose and stachyose. So raffinose has 3 number of monosaccharides, while stachyose have 4 number of monosaccharides. And last we have the polysaccharides, which are composed of a large number of monosaccharides, typically 200 monosaccharides, and these act as structural carbohydrates and energy-storing carbohydrates. So glycogen and starch are examples of polysaccharides. Glycogen serves as storage form of glucose in humans and other vertebrates, while starch is the stored form of sugars in plants.
What are the various properties of carbohydrates? The various properties of carbohydrates are as follows. Number 1, energy storage. Number 2, structural. Number 3, cellular interaction and communication. Number 4, providing energy. Number 5, sparing the use of proteins for energy. Number 6, break down fatty acids. Number 7, flavor and sweeteners. Number 8, dietary fiber. 9, regulates blood glucose. And 10, biological recognition.
How do you relate the structure of carbohydrates to their properties? Cite at least 5. 1. Carbohydrates promote the development of healthy bacteria in the digestive system. 2. Specifically, carbohydrates are known for their functionalities as units of energy, which is why carbs are an essential part of the human diet. 3. Their function range from providing energy to the cell, is supporting the structural integrity of cells, and to supporting the organisms, growth, and development. 4. They form structural and protective components like in the cell wall of plants and microorganisms. And last is number 5. Polysaccharides makes up the structural complex of cellulose in plants and the chitin present in arthropods, besides storing energy as glycogen in liver and muscle cells and starch in plants.
That will be all. Thank you for watching.